Ricky Gervais. Known for his unapologetic stance that candidly tears down woke culture in showbiz, Ricky Gervais is the true embodiment of his nonconformist character Tony in 2019's Afterlife.
Humanity is a plague. We're a disgusting, selfish parasite, and the world would be a better place without us.
His unflinching persona has consistently rattled talk show hosts. Stephen Colbert, host of CBS's The Late Show, tried sparring with Gervais on religion, a big mistake. After Colbert's cornering of Gervais, a well-known atheist, on the idea of faith, Gervais calmly dropped a line that became viral.
In 2,999 gods, and I don't believe in just one more.
Right.
Colbert, a devout Catholic, froze and awkwardly shifted topics, and the audience erupted. At the 2020 Golden Globes, Gervais mocked the brutal reality of actors working for corporations like Apple and Disney that profit off sweatshops.
If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent.
Cameras caught Tom Hanks' bamboozled reaction, a meme that still circulates as the face of celebrity discomfort. In 2023, on HBO's Real Time, as an MSNBC analyst was criticizing Fox News, Gervais intervened by saying, "But you're propaganda too." As the analyst flinched, trying to defend MSNBC, Bill Maher stepped in to defuse the situation.
What?
Jimmy Carr's specialty is shock humor, which he's never afraid of using on unprepared mainstream talk show hosts.
You've always been the fat one in your group.
And I was getting way more
Who would you have
than
to
you
hang out
guys.
with not to be the fat guy?
On BBC's The One Show in 2015, Carr cracked a dwarf shortage gag that startled everyone.
So I wrote a two-word joke, which was dwarf shortage.
Upon co-host Alex Jones' attempt to relieve the awkwardness, Carr replied,
If
There
you're
we
a
are.
dwarf
Well,
and you're offended by that, grow up.
The hosts were startled because the One Show's norms dictate family-friendly banter. Viewer complaints flooded Ofcom because Carr directly undercut the BBC's safe, polished image on live TV. Next, in 2024's ITV's This Morning, Carr derailed the scripted, cheerful, wholesome cooking demo. As the chef carefully explained the recipe, Carr teased, "This is like watching someone read out IKEA instructions." The shaken hosts nervously scrambled for control upon Carr's repeated disruptions of the illusion of cozy, light entertainment.
Wait till she finds out about stock cubes.
Then, in a 2022 screening of Channel 4's The Last Leg, Carr, instead of apologizing, defended himself over a Holocaust joke in his 2021 Netflix special, His Dark Material. He broadened the discourse by mentioning gypsy sacrifice alongside the Jewish. On the show, he argued, outrage isn't an argument.
Oh, you can all fuck off.
The left-leaning show's mandate and hosts became red-faced with unease as Carr was challenging cancel culture live and on their turf.
We don't do that here.
Theo Vaughn. In a 2023 Neil deGrasse Tyson interview, Theo asked an unhinged question that mocked woke ideology.
Is outer space gay or straight?
Is outer space gay or straight? Practically everything.
What was supposed to be a joke turned into a 10-minute academic lecture about gender spectrums and social constructs by Tyson.
We see and measure in space. Not only objects, but temperature, size, density is on a spectrum.
Tyson couldn't relax into comedy, and the contrast between Theo's offbeat persona and Tyson's resoluteness was a cringe fest for audiences.
How?
The 2023 Hassan Piker episode featuring Theo was a stark contrast between two political ideologies. Hassan's use of political jargon, as he declared himself a leftist and referenced consensus, allowed Theo to refute by saying, "I don't even know what consensus means, brother."
Both parties kind of like the austerity stuff. Like
What does austerity mean?
Austerity's belt tightening, like fiscal belt tightening, as in, lowering expenditures.
While the audience laughed, Hassan was visibly thrown. Hassan's plain dialogue reflected the disconnect between everyday people and woke, hyper-academic language. Russell Brand. In a 2013 airing of MSNBC's Morning Joe, Russell Brand was annoyed with the hosts referring to him in third person. He jabbed back.
Stop saying he. I'm present. Russell.
Afterwards, he hijacked the segment by diverting from the host's shallow questions to serious topics like consumerism and politics. Mika Brzezinski and her co-host were visibly flustered as they stumbled on their words.
You're ovulating.
Oh, I'm ovulating. Oh my God.
Okay, we're ready.
The clip became viral for Brand outsmarting the hosts on their own turf.
Okay.
In a 2023 episode of HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher, Brand looked John Heilman, the MSNBC analyst, directly in the eye and accused MSNBC of being just as propagandist as Fox News.
John, I've not known you long, but I love you already. But I have to say that it's disingenuous to claim that the biases that are exhibited on Fox News are any different from the biases exhibited on MSNBC.
Brand stated examples of corporate influence and bias in liberal media in pointing out Fox's contradictory COVID coverage.
The ludicrous, outrageous criticisms of Joe Rogan around ivermectin, deliberately referring to it as a horse medicine when they know it's an effective medicine.
Heilman's irritation eroded his polished persona as he insisted Brand was ridiculous and swore on live TV, bullshit.
What?
Brand did the unthinkable in 2013 on BBC's Newsnight with Jeremy Paxman, as he forced Paxman, a veteran host, into being on the defensive. Brand was to discuss his political revolution in New Statesman. Instead, he teased Paxman on his beard and panker-like suit, famously intimidating the TV veteran.
It can't just be because of that beard, it's gorgeous.
It's possibly
And
because...
if the Daily Mail don't want it, I do. I'm against them. Grow it longer. Tangle it into your armpit hair.
Bill Burr, famous for making TV hosts squirm, in a 2019 interview with ABC's The View, pushed back against the panel chat on #MeToo.
You have
What do you mean? Is it literally, what am I talking about? That it's like there's always something like, you know, you're doing this, you got to work on that, blah, blah, blah. But that sort of, you know, constructive criticism doesn't seem to come around the other way.
Oh, I see.
He defended his stance of men being unfairly lumped together without nuance by accusing the panel of holding double standards and discussing male versus female behavior. When Burr refused to play along with The View's progressive talking points, Joy Behar nervously laughed and said, "We're gonna get letters."
I'm not into politicians at all. They don't make any money. They're set up to be bribed, and in the end, they're all worth like $50 to $100 million. And everybody thinks one side is better than the other.
Burr's refusal to concede ground made the hosts tremble on live TV. In 2015, Burr cracked a dark joke about Caitlyn Jenner. He accused everyone of celebrating her meaningless transition while ignoring the deaths she caused in a car accident. The anchors froze. In their attempt to restore order, one tried scolding Burr on air to no avail. The unfazed Burr perplexed CNN on controlling a guest who didn't follow the show's polished PR script. H3 Podcast's 2017 episode saw Ethan and Hyla Klein introduce Burr as an angry comic. Burr immediately pushed back, calling the characterization lazy.
Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
Seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. There's fucking lunatics out there.
As Burr dissected the Klein's questions in real time, the vibe got tense. Later, Ethan admitted it was the most awkward episode they'd ever done. Patrice O'Neal, appearing on Fox News' The Big Story in 2007, went head-to-head with now activist Kathy Young on whether Don Imus should be fired for his nappy-head hose comment.
So I'm gonna speak as the expert on funny. Funny people should just be left to trying to be funny.
What if they're not funny?
While Kathy argued the joke's harm, Patrice refuted by saying,
Unfunny rape jokes lead to rape. Like,
I don't know how many jokes about rape there are.
there's a lot, but your world is not funny. Your world is next on The Big Story.
he proceeded to drop a graphic sex joke live on air. Amidst the ideological chaos, John Gibson, the anchor, panicked and apologized to viewers. Upon Kathy's lecturing, Patrice laughed her off by saying, "You're saying you want censorship. That's
Just the nation is paper and you. I'm not the nation. I'm just speaking for me and funny."
Patrice's refusal to play the serious guest made Fox News look like it had lost control. On PIX 11's Morning News in 2008, a casual morning segment on relationships turned into what the audience called the most awkward morning TV moment of the year. When the female anchor asked Patrice why men cheat, he rashly responded,
We don't like you. We don't ever want to really see you. Like, you never heard four guys hanging out at a party, right? And one of them goes, "You know what would make this party even better?"
The anchor nervously looked off camera for backup. In 2010, Patrice debated a feminist host on rape jokes on Fox News Radio Debate. The host argued that rape jokes normalize violence. Patrice's rebuttal left the host exasperated. Patton Oswalt. In 2024, on ABC's The View, during a panel on politics and comedy, Oswalt broke the show's Trump-bashing status quo by saying mocking Trump nonstop could actually strengthen him. It makes his supporters feel persecuted. After his comment, the panel went quiet for a beat. No applause, no quick jokes. In a last-ditch effort, Joy Behar said, "We can't just stop mocking him." This showed how Oswalt hit a nerve by making the likes of Joy Behar speechless and scurrying for rebuttals. Next, in 2017, on MSNBC's All In with Chris Hayes, Oswalt, who's widely seen as a progressive darling, surprised Chris Hayes by criticizing the left itself. He said campus activists were choking comedy to death, and if everything is offensive, then nothing is funny. Hayes was visibly bewildered, as he didn't want to host a critique of cancel culture on his show. He awkwardly smiled and nodded, finally redirecting to Trump, a leftist's favorite pastime.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
However, in 2022, Oswalt was on the receiving end when he posted a New Year's Eve photo with Dave Chappelle, calling him a friend. The fans gave Oswalt severe backlash by accusing Chappelle of transphobia. Oswalt's 1,200-word apology seemed like a comedian publicly cross-examining himself.
What a pussy this guy is. Let me tell you about Patton Oswalt. Here's the thing that bothers me. Talk about whatever you want, and I get it, and he's brilliant, blah, blah, blah. But he took a picture with Dave Chappelle and apologized for it. That is
I hate.
Alex Stein. On NBC's News Now in 2025, Alex Stein did something unfathomable by suddenly shouting,
MSNBC sucks. Hey, how are you? MSNBC sucks.
Right at the anchor on a live political segment. The anchor was visibly stunned as she froze and started fumbling her lines until the producers had no choice but to cut the feed early.
There. Maybe not. Okay. Go ahead, Ryan. See,
hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
It was a classic Stein move. Weaponized chaos until the polished news affectations collapse. The master of turning talk shows into meltdowns was at it again with Piers Morgan's RNC show in 2024. Stein crushed a live interview by attacking Cenk Uygur, provoking him with
Cenk is transgender. Cenk is transgender.
Enraged, Uyghur's face turned red as he snapped back by raising his voice on camera.
But something that was
No, I don't know.
by
I'm
the
not.
government.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Hey, get out of here, man. What the hell? Jesus Christ with these lunatic Republicans. Total lunatic Republicans.
Instead of a serious political debate, the segment spiraled into an on-air roast battle. Stein's volcanic behavior wasn't limited to just live TV, as in a Texas Senate hearing in 2025, Stein took the mic during testimony on transgender athletes. What followed was a figurative detonation of the room. He mocked transgenders by saying,
So we could just use them like the Taliban has suicide bombers? Maybe you guys can actually, if you commit suicide, actually help us in the battlefield.
The senators looked horrified. Eventually, the mic was cut. But Stein got exactly what he wanted: outrage, headlines, and another viral moment. Time's up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video from my fun, lighthearted channel, Hollywood Body Count, I'd love a cheeky like, subscribe, and comment. No pressure, no sweat. Your call.